Welcome back to Amplified. In order to bridge the racial wealth gap and build economic stability for generations of Black and brown Americans, it's important to pinpoint and address the disparities driven by systemic inequities. Black Americans face, back in June 2020, amid racial justice protests across the U.S., Netflix actually pledged to invest millions towards banks and other financial institutions that directly supported Black communities in the country. The streaming service says that they've made good on that promise, investing $100 million so far into 6 Black-led banks and institutions. One of the banks that saw a big investment was Hope Credit Union, which received $10 million from Netflix to increase economic opportunity in underserved communities in southern states like Alabama, Arkansas, and Tennessee. Listen to this.
We were able to agree that by investing in Black-led financial institutions,
we can start to heal people and we can start to see progress.
There's a huge disparity in one's ability to achieve economic prosperity because of the color of the skin.
We need to talk about this because if people can't get out of these neighborhoods, they can't get into corporate America, they can't become leaders. So this whole work is pointless if we can't solve the root cause of the problem.
To better understand the significance of bridging the racial wealth gap, Netflix launched a new web series called Banking on Us. In the first episode, already on YouTube, we see Netflix's Aaron Mitchell and Bill Bynum, the CEO of Hope Credit Union, explain how their partnership highlights the bank's work to give Black communities the resources they need and deserve to thrive. I am so excited to have Bill Bynum with me tonight. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Bynum. Please, let's start at the beginning. How did your bank get involved with this project, and why was it important for you to address the racial wealth gap in the series?
Aisha, thanks for having me. It was quite a timely development. Not long after the murder of George Floyd, I got a call from Aaron Mitchell at Netflix, who had conversations with leadership at Netflix about the importance of using their balance sheet to address the issues that have devastated communities of color and kept them from reaching opportunity for generations. We've seen the tie between access to capital and economic prosperity and an increase in crime and one's ability to climb the economic ladder. And Aaron had read The Color of Money by Mercer Baradaran and went to the Treasury at Netflix and suggested that they use their resources to invest in organizations like Hope Credit Union and Black institutions anchored in communities of color across the country.
Now, for those watching, Black and Latino folks make up 1/3 of the U.S. population, which we always talk about, but we don't talk as much about how they continue to be underserved when it comes to access to financial products and services. They represent 64% of the unbanked in this country, and 47% don't use banks with both lending and depositing services, which often come with high transaction costs. So talk to us, Mr. Bynum, about how this keeps Black and brown communities from bridging the racial wealth gap.
Well, when you think about the region where I'm located, as you mentioned, I'm in the Deep South. I'm based in Mississippi, and take, for example, the town of Itta Bena, where Mississippi Valley State University, an amazing HBCU, is located. But if we had all of the deposits in Itta Bena, we would just have a little over $1.25 million, hardly enough to finance the homes, the small businesses, and other important facilities, education, healthcare, that any community needs to prosper. And so in these communities like Itta Bena, like Selma, Alabama, across the Deep South, we have to import resources into these capital-starved communities, and that's what the deposit from Netflix did. We, people in these communities use Netflix, they use resources, but those investments don't come back in return investment in these communities. And so we were able to work with Netflix to bring resources into these well-starved communities and finance homeownership, finance small businesses that, particularly businesses of color, that disproportionately are going to hire people of color in these communities.
And I'm so excited to have you here to really highlight your financial institution because we're having this conversation, and I'd be remiss to talk about why the work that you do and your bank are so critical in our communities, because we're not name dropping the big banks, right? The big commercial banks that everybody knows what their names are, because the reason that we are underbanked or unbanked as a community is because these behemoth multi-billion-dollar institutions often leave our communities behind for whatever reason. That, you talk about a balance sheet that maybe they're not finding us to be profitable enough or willing to, put the risk on their balance sheet that they think is required to bank in our communities, which is actually quite foolish. So I would love for you to, weigh in and share with us a little bit about just the context of your financial services institution in the community to help people understand why hope is so important where you are.
Well, as a stark example, if you examine the mortgage environment in the state of Mississippi, a Black household that makes $150,000 is more likely to be turned down for a mortgage than a white household that makes $40,000. That speaks to the systemic discrimination, the systemic inequities in the existing financial system. You can look at what businesses experienced during the recent economic crisis following the pandemic. As the Paycheck Protection Program plowed billions of dollars into businesses across the country, in the first round, traditional banks were the ones who stood at the front of the line and financed their traditional customers. That left millions of Black businesses on the outside looking in. And you can see the devastation. 40% of all Black businesses closed over the past year and a half, compared to 17% of white-owned businesses. They were capital starved prior to the economic crisis, and then the solutions that were created to help businesses navigate this crisis were disproportionately not available. Fortunately, in the next round, institutions of color, Black banks, Black credit unions, community development financial institutions engaged with Congress and were able to convince them to let us have access to these resources. 50+% of our members didn't have a bank account before they joined our credit union, or they were using payday lenders and check cashers that preyed on the most vulnerable. We went from 50 loans to 5,200 loans, 50 loans a year to 5,200 loans in 20 months. And 96% of those went to sole proprietorships. That's important because more than 90% of all Black businesses are sole props. They were not even able to participate in the first round of Paycheck Protection Program. And so if you rely on systems that have never been adequately accessible to people of color to close the gap, then they're going to continue to be on the wrong side of that equation. This is a critical time in the country as we become the emerging majority, not the minority. Everyone loses if Black businesses, Black homeowners don't get access to the resources they need to support their families and their communities.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much for breaking that down and for highlighting how, you were able to get those PPP loans out to entrepreneurs and business owners. And you're right. I mean, this idea that we are the new American majority and still not accessing financial services and being invested in our communities is actually losing money for everybody. So thank you so much, Bill Bynum, for coming on the show tonight and for talking about your work on the ground to address wealth inequality and the racial gap in America. Banking on Us will be released on Wednesday, so you can catch the second episode tomorrow on YouTube at noon Eastern Time and 9 a.m. Pacific Time. Thank you so much, Mr. Bynum, for joining us tonight on Amplified. Appreciate you.